Hello?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Hi, I recognize you from TikTok.
Do you? See, that's what I was going to ask you because I saw your TikTok. How long ago was it? But you the most recent video you did, it got a few thousand views, didn't it? A few 100,000 views.
Yeah. I think it's my most popular one.
Yeah.
But it's always just like, how do you follow that up?
I know. It's mad, isn't it? How long have you been on TikTok for?
Oh God, not long. Only like over lockdown, really.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How's it been over lockdown for you?
To be very honest with you, I'm quite a hermit anyway. Yeah. So it's not been a huge shift in my lifestyle.
Yeah, you kind of used to it.
It's just a bit weird with like, I don't know, even with the like lifting restrictions now, it's like I feel weird going back to normal.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
You're in London, aren't you though?
Well, at the moment, my parents are outside Doncaster, so I'm staying here this week. Okay. But yeah, I live in London usually.
I was going to say, because London seems to be a lot more stricter, doesn't it?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, compared to a lot of other places.
So, like, I feel like I know you from YouTube because I watch like so many of your YouTube videos. I was looking before, and
that's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking at your YouTube video before. Like, because we have like analytics, and you've nearly got 5 million views on YouTube now, which is mad.
It's crazy. It's just like, well, I wish I had that many subscribers, but it's just not the same kind of conversion rate. But yeah, I saw that recently as well because I like to check up on my stuff.
Yeah,
and it was just like, I can't even fathom, even like with my 43,000 subscribers, I can't fathom that number of people in a room.
It's mad, isn't it? Like,
it's so weird.
I saw something on TikTok and it was someone saying about like how they had like, I think it was 10,000 followers, and because we're in Liverpool, they went up to like the Echo Arena and was like, the amount of followers I have can fit the Echo Arena, and if you put your head around that, it's insane. Yeah. Like, it's mad.
Because it feels so, and this is just like the internet and social media in general, which is, it feels so, it doesn't feel real almost. Yeah. There's an aspect of it that's like, at the end of the day, I'm just talking to a camera in a room, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But when you really start to break it down, it's like, oh my gosh, like these many countries, these many people, like it's insane. It's crazy.
So basically, the reason why we wanted to do this podcast, and the reason why we wanted to ask you to be first on, was because you were kind of like you were a big inspiration for me to start doing YouTube.
Really?
Definitely, because
that's amazing.
Similar to us, like you, like although we have a company that we sell shoes with and sell bags and like designer stuff, we're not like using YouTube to like sell our stuff on. We're using it to kind of like raise awareness of stuff.
And that, like, teach.
Exactly, which is like what you kind of do, is in like all you do is just review what you've got.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not trying to like you push anything. People just watch you because they like listening to and they take your opinion. Like, you have a very, very valid opinion, so they like stuff like that. Because I noticed you do a lot of videos that like why you shouldn't buy this and why you should buy this and stuff like that. So like if people are looking for stuff, if people are like looking for stuff and like they see that and like it affects them from buying it. Like when we do like say like Alexander McQueen reviews and stuff like that, and like people don't like the uncomfortable. Like I know you said that on your one as well.
Yeah.
Like if people...
my gosh, that video though. What's weird as well with luxury, and you'll see this like when you start your channel and the podcast and everything.
Yeah.
It's that, to me, at the end of the day, it's just stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and people hold so much, like, if I buy a bag and you don't like it, that's fine.
Yeah.
I spent money on it and I enjoy it, kind of thing. But if some randomer on the other side of the world says, I don't like this thing, they're like, oh my gosh, well, I don't like those shoes that you've got in the background. And it's like, I'm just talking about why I don't like Alexander McQueen trainers. I actually bought them.
Yeah.
Liked them. Yeah.
What did you find about the Alexander McQueen trainers, like, overall? Because like they're our like bestseller, and if you follow us on TikTok, what? Sorry.
I mean, I'm absolutely not surprised.
Yeah.
Because they tick a lot of boxes for like And like, without a doubt, they're clean, they go with everything. You have that exaggerated sole, which gives it like, you know, something. It makes it a lot more trendy and
they're
into that
noticeable
like,
straight away as well, aren't they?
Exactly, right? And then you had the ability to like, you could get it in all these different colours at the back, and now they're changing aspects of it and everything.
Yeah.
So I get why. Plus the price point was really quite reasonable for luxury sneakers, right?
Yeah.
But my problem with them is that everybody's got them now. And with luxury, and you're never going to be able to like, you know, and this happens across the Alexander McQueen trainers that are £390 to even like Chanel classic flat bags that it seems like every which way in London you turn around, somebody's got one.
Yeah.
It's like, this is like a £4,500 bag.
Yeah.
So it's across the whole thing, and it's just like, and I guess something that's important to me is kind of showing, I know what's trendy and what's hot, but at the same time, it's like, how do you pair that and make things a little bit different and still very you, and not just buying the thing because it's a no-brainer, because it's like, you know, a bestseller or something like that, you know? And I think a lot of people aren't quite sure of their style, and especially with luxury, because it's a lot of money, they're not willing to experiment.
I think it is the fact that people do buy them just because, say, that their friends have got them, or they seem they're just a popular shoe. So
yes,
but like, I can't see anything in the future being as popular as the Alexander McQueen has been. Mm-hmm. Like it's been mad popular. But have you only bought one pair before?
Yes, and it wasn't long after they came out, so I don't know if when they've done more and more and changed aspects or whatever, that they're a bit more comfy or whatever. And I know they're now doing it with the clear sole, which, you know, but so my comments are really just about when they kind of first came out. But like you said, it's crazily popular. But aside from that as well, it's been, I'm sure, a massive turning point for the brand, because they are something very different than what it was.
That's what a lot of people say when we speak about them. It's like they're saying they've ruined the brand image and stuff like that.
100%. It's very similar, because with McQueen, like back in the day when he was alive, and it was the skull scarves and all of that, that was very much it, and it was a really, really huge and like popping brand. Then he died, they got a new creative director, the whole thing shifted. It was very like understated chic and whatever, but it had lost that skull and edge and all of that it was.
Its identity,
then they came
basically.
out with this. All of a sudden, it's exactly like Bottega now. You know, Bottega was very much like middle-aged women who wanted a branded bag that didn't have a brand on it, kind of thing.
And now
it's just like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, it is crazy. What we've noticed with the Alexander McQueens as well is that when they first made them, I think they were made in Italy, and then once the demand for them basically shot through the roof, they were so popular. They shifted their manufacturing over to China, and we've noticed over time now the quality of them when we get them in are just getting worse and worse.
And that's so like,
it's sad, I reckon,
because, and the thing is that we understand why it happens, right? We know why that's happened from a business point of view, but from a consumer's point of view, the whole point of luxury is that quality and the feeling you get and the whole package, you know, like it's a whole thing. And then at the end of the day, and not that just because it's made in China it's bad quality, but it's if you're seeing that it is bad quality,
exactly,
then why am I going to pay $390? You know. And
recently they've gone up in price. It's not like the quality's gone up, and so the price has gone up. It's literally demand's gone up. So that, to be fair though, I was expecting a price rise a lot earlier than they did.
That's true. Because they were $360 for a long time.
Very long time.
Maybe two or 3 years.
Yeah, because if you look at the Balenciaga stuff, like the Triple S, the Traps, the Speeds, they went up within like the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And they're the same. They were the same with getting made in Italy, and then because they got so popular, they moved into China.
It's crazy.
I know.
Honestly.
So what I wanted to ask you about was the first thing was like, what made you want to start your YouTube channel? Like, was it just a hobby that you were obsessed with designer stuff, Or like me, were you inspired by anyone to start it?
Okay, so I have always been obsessed with designer and luxury and all of that. Yeah. My mum is very into it.
I've seen a few videos with your mum on.
Yeah, exactly. She's quite the character.
Yeah.
But, so it was always kind of around. And so growing up, and, you know, like when I would get pocket money and stuff like that, she would always be like, you know, wait and save for one really nice thing instead of just going and buying 5, you know, things that aren't going to last that long or whatever. So I kind of always had that mentality. And then kind of going through uni, I kind of thought, oh, you know, I want to go into fashion, maybe like fashion journalism, all of that business. I did a fashion internship that was horrendous and cemented the fact that I never wanted to work in fashion for like that aspect of it.
Why? What was the reason for that?
Okay, so it was a PR internship and it was just absolutely not what I expected. So it was just like I would get in at 8 and I wasn't necessarily told when I could go home. And because I was like, I think like 19 at the time, I didn't want to like be like, it's 5 o'clock too early to work. So I would like sit there until like 9, 10 o'clock at night.
What would that consist of? What would the days consist of doing?
So basically, they wanted me to put on their London Fashion Week show for as little money as possible. Okay. And I was just like, okay, I know absolutely nothing about this. Yeah. And I'm just like reaching out to random suppliers, being like, oh, will you do this for us for free?
Yeah,
you know, we work with such celebrities as, you know, and all of that. I hated it. I quit via text in like 10 days. So then I was like, no, I'm not going to do fashion with that aspect. And then I kind of thought, okay, but I can start a blog and kind of talk about it on my own terms and all of that. Okay. So I did that for a while. And then when my boyfriend and I first got together, he kind of made a comment about my blog and was saying, you know, you write very much how you talk. Yeah. Maybe it's going to be easier for you to do videos because your personality comes across a lot better. Yeah. Then I started doing videos and then I just kind of started to really kind of get into the flow of it and, you know, feel more comfortable in front of the camera, talk about things I wanted to talk about. Yeah. And then, decided to be more consistent with it and take it more seriously.
I was going to say, because what's your YouTube name for everyone who's watching this?
Oh, so if you just type in Cassie Thorpe, Cassie C-A-S-S-I-E Thorpe.
And then
I'll pop up.
There's loads and loads of videos. I think you've got over 200, haven't you?
Oh, God. That's depressing to think about because the videos that might be between like 5 to 10 minutes long, it's like, how long have I sat in front of a camera talking to essentially no one? Yeah. And that's the outcome. You know, I've edited out all the ums and ahs and the me talking for 20 minutes about something that doesn't make any sense.
How did like you find it when you were first starting off? Were you like kind of nervous in front of camera, or like?
No, I think one positive of being an only child is I'm very used to my own entertainment. Okay. So talking to myself, is something that I do anyway, whether or not it's been recorded. Yeah. So that part of it was fine. I think and you can kind of see if you go back to like my old videos, which I really don't suggest anyone do, but, is that like you can kind of see, I don't know, the comfort level. Like now it's just, you know, I jump straight into it. Before, and I know a lot of people that do YouTube like psych themselves up before. Yeah. And like some people do like exercises or like jumping jacks to like get them, you know, in the zone and everything else. I'm just at a place where, and like I love the fact that if I see something that I want to talk about or I buy something that I'm like, I can't wait to film, can't wait to tell everyone. I need everyone.
Yeah. So like I noticed something on your YouTube that you like your first ever videos from like 4 years ago.
No.
And then like it had like a 2-year break.
Yeah.
So like what was like the thinking in that? Like,
so that was just that, I think, if I've got this right, that like,
because that's a long time ago, 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. So the 4 years ago ones were when I like was having my blog and I would just do it. I would just do the videos as like monthly favorites. Yeah. Or like, you know,
what's in my
bag. Exactly. But nothing that was like, I never had in my mind that I was going to switch completely to video content and only focus on that. So I would only do that kind of once in a while.
Yeah.
Then I forgot about it and then decided to come back. And I just, the medium I find so much more like exciting than writing was for me.
Do you still write?
So, no. It's just like, like my boyfriend kind of said to me, was I used to write very much how I talk.
Yeah, so there's no point.
So, like, it probably wasn't very, English literature-y. That sentence in itself doesn't make any sense. That tells you exactly how I write.
I'm the same. The only reason I started doing videos was because I am terrible at writing.
Easier.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
It's so and if you can like psych yourself up, like you said, like people do star jump stuff like that. When I first started doing videos, I was so nervous just because like it's just different. It's not what you're used to.
It is.
And I was searching on like YouTube how to like get more comfortable, and like if you look at like my I've only been doing it for like 6 months now, but if you look at the first videos, like they were like I was literally like a rabbit in the headlights, like literally. But now it's getting a bit more easier and a bit more comfortable. And I think you just kind of have to like force yourself into the situations to kind of just do it.
Yeah, exactly. And the other like tip I've heard from people is if the like talking to a camera thing still bothers you, is to tape a photo of like a friend or someone.
I've done that.
Exactly. And then it's like it's a weird way of feeling.
It works though. It works because like you said, you're essentially talking to no one. You're literally talking to a camera. So because like when I'm like doing it sometimes, like and like because obviously you have like thoughts that just trail in your head while you're talking about the product.
Yes.
I sometimes think like I'm literally just talking to a piece of metal, and it's mad. It's mad.
It is.
So was there any particular item that like made you obsessed with designer, or is it just the whole industry itself?
You know what? I don't think that there was like one item that kind of set it off for me.
Yeah.
But there were definitely like designers or like brands that I would be obsessed with.
What was your first ever favourite brand?
I think, you know what, it was probably, okay, since I kind of say this thing that like since I was born, my favourite brand has been Versace. But if I'm being honest about like the brands that I would love and that like would buy from early on, it would be Vivienne Westwood.
Okay.
Yeah, so like between the ages of like 16 to 20 it was Viv from any opportunity.
Yeah.
So, and like the aesthetic is very not my vibe now.
Yeah.
But you know, there are bits here and there that I like.
I was going to say, is that a brand? Is that a brand you see often now? Vivienne Westwood.
Really?
I used to see it all the time, but I don't see it a lot that much at all.
No. And it's kind of like, it's sad, especially when like you're into designer and luxury, as much as we are, that it's like, you do like have this kind of emotional thing where it's like,
an
oh my gosh,
attachment.
it's so sad, and it's this heritage English brand, and she's this, you know, lovely little old woman, you know, making these punk inspired, you know, like it, you feel something for it. But I really don't see it very much. Like I used to see the bags all the time and everything. But it is very, you go there for a very specific look, and I don't think it's necessarily changed over the years, which I think, you know, if that's your brand and you want to stick to it and blah, 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 but some brands have more of a strategy, which is, you know, pivoting and changing and, people are liking this, and then let's jump on that kind of thing.
They kind of like turn into more like businesses-y type things, don't they, as in like they keep up with all the trends, whereas probably like Vivienne Westwood, it was just like what she was creating. Yeah, exactly. She was creating that. If you want to come to me, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine as well.
Exactly. So with someone like that, you're probably going to see it in waves. Exactly. It's in, and then, you know, and then it's not a brand that anyone talks about anymore, and then it's back and all of that. But yeah, if you take something like the Balenciaga sock trainer, the speed trainer, they came out with that, and then all of a sudden loads of other brands were like, oh, actually, Miu Miu came out with a runner, and then this person came out with a runner, and blah, 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 and everyone's doing a sock trainer. Yeah,
so like they're like setting trends, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Same with like the chunky shoe, basically, like the Triple S. Even the Alexander McQueen's to a certain extent, a lot of brands copied them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get completely what you mean. Do you have like a favourite brand now, like at the moment?
Okay. Not necessarily one that I buy everything from, but the brand that I just like love everything about, the history and everything, is Versace.
Okay.
Because, and I think people ask, oh, if you could only buy one brand for the rest of your life, what would it be? I think that I would love to be that Versace woman. I really would.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's so underrated because it's so intimidating as a brand.
I think it's a big statement, isn't it?
It really is. And people think of Versace and only think of, you know, those over-the-top silk shirts, which I love, but fair enough, you have to be a certain person, you know, or personality to wear them. But if you look behind that and you look on the website, there's so many, like, much more simple pieces or whatever. And I think that, you know, there are some people or celebrities that, you know, wear it head to toe and it looks questionable, and then people just, you know, associate that with the brand.
Conor McGregor likes to wear a lot of it, doesn't it? And
exactly.
I think that like some aspects of it is probably tacky.
This is the thing, is that a lot of people would think it's over the top, it's tacky, oh, there's so much gold and colour.
That's
and
it. And like the chains, the obviously the design of it.
Yeah, all the Baroque features. Yeah. But it's something that, like, I just feel like it's all down to styling. Yeah. And you don't have to wear that super loud shirt with the matching trousers and the matching shoes and just, you know, you walk into a room and, you know, you've blinded 3 people. You know, it doesn't have to be like that. Yeah. So, yeah, there are ways that you can kind of, you know, tone things down a bit. And it's just a brand that I think it's so fun, and it has, you know, definitely pivoted with trends and things like that, but still at the core of it, it's still very much, you see that piece and you know it's Versace, you know? And then obviously like the whole history behind the brand and everything else.
It's very identifiable, if that's a word.
Yes.
So obviously people who follow you on Instagram and on YouTube and on Twitter and TikTok will know that obviously your bio talks about how you love spending money on ridiculous things. Yeah. So like what's the most ridiculous thing you have bought?
Oh, okay. Most recently, it's probably that tiny Jacquemus bag that you can't fit anything in. Yeah. And I absolutely love it. Because it's so stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like there's a picture there's like memes on like meme accounts that like people like that someone was on the red carpet and she had a bag and people like saying so why do people buy it? Why do you buy it?
Okay, so the reason I bought it was I saw that it was on the catwalk and I pre-ordered it on Mode Operandi because I knew that it was going to be this like whole different level of ridiculousness. Yeah. And I loved the fact that the brand had come out with the Le Chiquito, and already at what is quite a reasonable size of bag, people were like, this is so tiny. And then they were like, okay, well, we'll show you tiny. Yeah. And they came out with this thing. So I pre-ordered it and I did a whole video unboxing it and my reaction and everything. And I remember afterwards, my boyfriend was like, you have to return that. Like, that is literally stupid. Like, you can't fit anything in it. And I remember phoning my dad. My dad was like, I really don't think this is a good decision. and my mum was like, oh, but it's like such a piece of like weird fashion history. And I was like, this is why I'm your daughter. It's just like, it's so controversial that it is such like a little piece of fashion history. Yeah. That is just like, you know, you wear it as a necklace, or you wear it with the mummy version of the bag, and just like have this, and it's a conversation starter if nothing else.
Yes, definitely. Like that's what, like, it's not even like it's a bag; it's like something you wear with a bag as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we talked about like favorite brands and that. Mm-hmm. Do you have your like a least favorite luxury brand?
Yes.
What?
Okay, I have least favorite luxury brands for different reasons.
Okay.
My least favourite luxury brand, scandals-wise, is Dolce & Gabbana.
Okay.
I simply cannot. Yeah. I'm just like, one thing after another with, you know, your less than adequate apologies, and you just keep, like, there's no form of being sorry or doing anything about your actions, right?
Yeah.
So that from them, and it's just at a point now where I don't even really like look at their stuff, because I'm just like, I'm never going to buy it, so I'm fine. But from like, which other brands do I like? Not really. There are brands that I don't like purely just because it's not my aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably never be a Celine girl because it's far too minimal. I mean, I just said Versace is my favourite brand.
Yeah.
So something like that. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's just not my vibe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or something like Moschino, I used to be really into.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know if I'm now too like boring and old, but I kind of feel like a lot of the pieces are just like so novelty.
Yeah.
It's like, when am I going to use a teddy bear bag?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
I think it is because we get offered it a lot to buy, but it's from younger people.
Yeah.
It is a very young brand. The fact that they have got teddy bears on and that, you're not really going to be seeing 18 plus people wearing t-shirts with teddy bears on bags.
Exactly. I mean, recently they came out with a collection that I quite liked, and they had this really cool tracksuit, which was, it basically had like watercolor dollars on it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like off-white, and then it had green, like $100 bills or whatever. And I thought that was cool and, tacky. And I was like, ooh, you wear those joggers with a white T-shirt, when you're at the airport. What a flex. But it's just like once in a while something from them comes around that I'm like, that's really cool. But the rest of the time it's just like, it's far too novelty.
Yeah.
Like I was in Selfridges not that long ago, and they have a bag that just sort of has horns and a bull ring on the front of it, and I was like, who? I need to meet the person that is buying this bag, because I have so many questions to ask. It's
strange, but like things like that, because some people do just buy like designer items for the brand, like for the brand to be like on it. So like you think that bags like that, they're very easily not like replicated, but like copied in a sense, as in like they're not trying to be a Moschino bag. It's their own bag, but it's just the same features, and you can get get away with buying that because no one's going to know that's Moschino from that anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
It's true. Mm-hmm.
So, what I wanted to speak to you about as well was Louis Vuitton.
Yes.
Since Virgil Abloh's taken over, what do you think of it?
Okay, so when it first got announced that he's going to be taking over Louis Vuitton, blah, blah, I thought this is such a smart move, because he is one of the, like, whether or not you have a problem with him allegedly or not so allegedly copying people's designs and all of that business.
Yeah.
It was such a smart move for them, because he was this huge name in streetwear with Off-White before that, Pyrex, and all of this. And
I think he's involved with Heron Preston as well, isn't he?
Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So, so I was like, this is such a great move from them. And then the collections that came out were just fire, one after the other.
Yeah.
More recently, with the Spring-Summer 2021 collection, it's like, what is happening here? It's so, like, not him.
Yeah.
And trying to be this, like, weird avant-garde, again, there's been allegations that he's been copying this, like, Belgian designer.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah. But it's just, like, it wasn't even worth copying, you know? Yeah. That was kind of my thoughts. But, like, what I did like about Virgil's collections previously was it was simple, but it pushed the boundaries in other ways.
Yeah.
So you would get a classic monogram, but it would be
blown up.
The Cloud collection. Yeah, exactly. Or, something like that. It would have this kind of element where it was distinctly Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
But it was like this very 21st century, very like cool, young streetwear vibe to it. And that's what I liked.
Yeah.
All of the men's sneakers are incredible from his collections. And even not the sneakers, the more like formally looking shoes. I've been trying to get my dad involved. I've been like, Dad, you really need to take a look at Louis Vuitton men's shoes. It's not all just, young people stuff.
Yeah.
You just jump on the train. But yeah, and a lot of also like simple basics.
Yeah.
but just have like a little Louis Vuitton vibe. You know, I think he did a whole like essentials collection or basics collection for them or something. So that bit I really liked. I just really hope that this 2021 collection is a glitch in the matrix and we're just going to go back to normal.
Yeah. Well, COVID happened, so that was weird. His collection's weird. Hopefully this time next year it'll be fine. But like I think I agree though. The way that like getting him in was very, very clever because he was kind of like a celebrity.
Yes.
So like it kind of resonated with all the younger audience.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, but like I always used to see like Chanel and Louis Vuitton on the same pedestal, like the big major brands, big luxury, like they are the ultimate luxury. But then it seems like they've taken like two opposite turns, as in like Chanel are keeping classic, and Louis Vuitton are trying to. They're still very, very luxury, but it's kind of like it's more
churning out collection after collection. They're really riding the trend wave.
Yeah. What do you think about that compared to Chanel?
Good question. I think it makes sense. I completely agree with what you're saying in that, you know, they're part of like the luxury trifecta. You know, it's Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes. And it always kind of has been that. But always the kind of, I might be wrong with this, but the Louis Vuitton customer was always, I always felt was a bit younger. And was a bit, you know, like maybe it was because of the price point, maybe because, you know, the logos were a little bit more out there than Chanel. You know, Chanel was always, you know, like an elegant older woman.
Yes.
You know,
just like Chanel herself, basically.
Exactly, right? And although Chanel have also dipped into that young vibe in a way that's not as obvious, but definitely, you know, like they're doing more trainers now because they know that this is what people are interested in. And, you know, they're doing a lot more bright colours and interesting stuff like that. It's definitely not as obvious as Louis Vuitton have been doing. And they are dropping. I don't know if it's just because I've been more attuned to it recently, but it just feels like it's just like one capsule collection after another, churning them out, just like, and I feel like they need to pump the brakes and focus on their priorities because a lot of people, luckily, I haven't had any problems with quality. But I know a lot of my subscribers and followers have had so many issues with quality, having to return things like 3 times before they get a bag that everything matches and lines up. And it's just like, I think that you need to be focusing on that instead of making sure that you've got this like weird crafty collection that came out of nowhere that nobody asked for.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're doing a lot of collaborations, aren't they? Because obviously Virgil Abloh's the like king of collaborations, basically.
Yes.
But like you never see a Chanel or Hermes do collaborations really compared to.
No. And what was really random, I think this is right, the last Chanel collaboration they did was with Pharrell. Was it? Yes.
And that was a long time ago?
That was, maybe like a year or 2 ago. Okay. Because it was the same time as Louis Vuitton did their Supreme.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which was very interesting and a triggering time for me because I didn't get anything I wanted.
No. Did you try?
Yes, so I queued outside of that shop on the Strand or that pop-up or whatever, and I think that I'd gone after work, so, you know, I wasn't there, like, first in line. And the only thing I managed to get, they had, like, a load of stuff that wasn't any of the red stuff, but, like, the whole point of the collection was red monogram and all of that. So the only thing I managed to get my hands on were a pair of like the white trainers where it had like the red monogram in the sole. Yeah. And my dad was the only one that succeeded from that collection because they were for him. So none of us, I was just like, Dad, I've got these really cool trainers. And he was like,
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, you don't understand.
Have you ever bought stuff to sell or have you always bought it for you?
I've always bought it for me.
Okay.
I don't buy with the intention of selling. And I know that like I have some friends who are really, really good at, they churn their collections really often. Yeah. So we'll like buy stuff that they're interested in. And then as soon as they're like, I haven't touched that in a few months, it's out kind of thing. I think I have hoarder mentality and I attach far too much emotion into the pieces, and I'm like, oh, but I wore that there, and oh, but I know I haven't worn it in a year, but I might wear it next year.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I'm that person.
Yeah, so we basically get customers like you and your friends, basically people who refresh their wardrobes every 6 months, every year.
Yeah.
And then people who, like, say they've got loads and loads of stuff, but only come down with one thing. I'm like, I'm not ready to get rid of it all yet. I just feel like, especially when you're spending a lot of money and on the kind of sentimental things, no matter what, because you're spending that much money on them, as soon as you buy them, they're sentimental. So I think that's the fact that people don't like to get rid of them, and it's not just you, it's a lot of people are like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. But also, I like, when it comes to luxury things, I don't just buy things that, like, I have to love it and have this, like, internal feeling that's like, I cannot leave here without that thing. You know, like the looks we're about to slay together. It's just like, you know, it has to be to that level. And if it's not to that level, I don't like it enough to buy it. So that's kind of like how I judge my purchases. I have to be 100%. Or else it's like, you know, what, it's just going to sit in my wardrobe. I'm just going to get rid of it. Or, you know, so it has to be that. That's like my little indicator as to whether or not I love something.
But I think nowadays people, because there are places like us and like you mentioned on your videos, there's other companies, people kind of like buy it with the intention of selling.
There so much.
Exactly.
Know? So like, I think previously, without companies like yourselves, it would be, you know, like you would buy this thing, and then if you didn't like it, it was like, well, I've wasted all that money, kind of thing, right? And obviously, like, trends change and our minds change and everything else. So by having somewhere like you and other similar companies, kind of thing, that risk, if you know, like it, but you're worried. I think a lot of people are worried about trends because people might be obsessed with something and then be like, oh, but what if I don't like it so much in a year? Well, this takes the risk out of it, you know? Yeah,
exactly. So you're talking about trends. Your biggest and like most viewed video is the multi-pochette.
Yes.
What do you think of it as in a trend? Because we've seen because Prada brought out the 2005 re-edition, which is very similar. But is it just a trend, or what do you think about it being just a trend?
So, funny you ask this, because today's video, that is about to drop in a minute, according to my clock, talked about this. But basically, it was this huge thing for Louis Vuitton. And, like, I don't think anyone was ready for it, kind of thing, and how big it was going to be. It's obviously been crazy popular. Still to this day, how many months, almost a year since it came out, it's still so hard to get. But then they've tried to apply this same method to other bags that they're coming out with, whether or not it makes sense, right? So they're trying to really, like, ride on this wave. I think Prada, initially I was like, look at Prada copying Louis Vuitton, trying to do a utility bag,
exactly the same.
But I felt very much like it made sense for Prada. Prada is very much having, like, and I'm living for their resurgence and, like, all of they're really riding their nylon train very well. But that bag made sense for them, and they, you know, reimagined it to make sense for them with the shape, with the re-edition and all of that, right? And they're now doing more different bag styles attached to that, you know, what is this? Crossbody strap with a little pouch hanging, right? So, and again, that makes sense because it's kind of in line with Prada's whole vibe at the moment is very utility, you know, weatherproof and, you know, ready for anything kind of vibe. It makes sense for them. I wonder if other brands will try to do something similar. Right now, I can't think of any. Are there any?
I'm surprised any haven't.
I lie. Chanel have tried to do something similar.
I haven't seen it.
It's a bit strange. So it's basically like a flat pouch on a chain. So not like a thick
I was going to say, I can imagine it being chainy.
Yeah, but then it's also got like a phone holder attached to it.
Okay.
And but it's through the chain. So the phone holder is static, you know, it's not like a pouch or anything. It's nice, but it's a bit weird in the way that they executed it. But yeah, look, if it's going to be anything like the speed trainers, everyone will be crawling out of the woodwork to do their version soon.
Yeah, that's like, it was the first one.
Yeah,
I think Louis Vuitton did where they used influencer marketing. I can't think of any other bags that they've done influencer marketing for.
That was the one that, yeah. I can't think of any before that, but that I might be wrong. But it was the one that I definitely remember, that even if they did do one before that, this was the biggest by far.
Yeah, because influencers were wearing the bag months before it was even available to buy.
Yeah.
And like old school.
And that's how I found out about it. I was scrolling through Instagram, minding my own business.
Yeah.
And then I saw this bag and I was like, oh my gosh, this is me. Like, I need it.
But it was like the first of anything, so seeing it was like would take your breath away straight away, because you wouldn't have seen anything like it before.
Exactly. So I messaged my essay at Louis Vuitton and I was like, tell me all the details you have about this bag. And I managed to pre-order it and get it. And I think one of the reasons why that video is my highest viewed was I got it about a week before it actually came out into stores.
Okay.
Yeah, so mine was one of the first videos kind of out there. But when I bought it, it was 1,150. Is that right?
170, maybe.
Or maybe 1,050.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but between when I pre-ordered and when it came out, it had already gone up. And then,
okay.
And then it went up from there with the Louis Vuitton price increases that it's now 1,300?
1,330.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is mad. I thought it would go up more so because it's been nearly a year.
Yeah.
And we get them in. And when we get them in, obviously we have to pay a bit more retail for them, because like people buy them retail and then just sell them to us for more, so they've made money basically. But we I've seen people sell them for more than what we sell them for, but we sell them for just under £2,000, 1,995.
Okay, yeah.
But we've seen companies that sell them for like 2,200, 2,300, which I think is ridiculous.
I mean, especially for that bag.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with all luxury items, everyone has like a personal limit on like, for this kind of thing, I'm not going above £1,000. For this kind of thing, I'm not going above that kind of thing. And for that bag, I wouldn't pay full price, 2,000, whatever it is, 200 for that bag. No.
I think you have to really, really, really want it.
Yes.
To pay that much for it. Because it's not even like you can pay that much from us and sell it for a similar price, because we're selling it because the audience we've got, we can afford to sell it at that price. For someone who's just an individual seller, basically, it's very, very hard to get anywhere near probably 1,800 for it.
It's crazy, honestly. And it's just like, I don't know if this was a strategy where they were just like, we're going to keep it, those stock levels really low, and, we're going to do this. Or it just kind of happened by accident.
Yeah.
But either way, like I said, like almost a year on, we're still here. It's still out of stock on the website. Everyone's still, struggling. And hence why some places are selling it for that much.
I think if you did want to get it, the best thing to do is to go into a store. What, sorry? Oh,
okay. So I was going to say, because I know a lot of, like, my followers are doing the world tour version.
Oh yeah, with the like customizable features.
Exactly, and because I think you only actually need to have one sticker on it to qualify. So people are just like getting their initials. Yeah. But that way they've got it locked in for whenever it ships.
Yeah. I think the problem with doing that is when we tell people, because when we post it on TikTok and everyone's in the comment section like, oh, you can get it on the website now for this price and you're selling it for this price, and we're like, yeah, you can do. But you have to customise it. So as soon as you customise it, the value of it goes straight down anyway.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's why we kind of tell people, if you do want the bag and you do want it to keep its value, I definitely wouldn't recommend getting a customisable one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we were mentioning Chanel, Louis Vuitton and Hermes before. Mm-hmm. What's the most expensive bag or item you've got?
Okay, bag is a Chanel boy bag, and it was limited edition. It was from the Dubai Cruise Collection, 2015, something like that. For some reason, that date rings a bell.
Yeah.
And I remember that was about 4,000. I think that's the most for a bag.
Yeah.
The most expensive item in general is my watch, 100%. Okay. And I don't take it off. I wear it day in, day out.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. So yeah.
What brand's that?
Oh, so it's a Hublot.
Okay.
And I got it for my 21st birthday, and I've always loved really masculine watches.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, you need a magnifying glass for half of those women's watches.
That's tiny.
Why are those faces so small? But yes, so I was always really, really obsessed with them. I'm also a big kind of hip hop and rap fan, so it somehow integrates its way into my style by the watch. And so I was like, so I got this watch, and I cannot recommend it any more highly. And they're a great brand, and yeah, if you want something loud and statementy, that's
the thing to get.
Yeah.
So every time someone's really into luxury, really into design, I ask them all the time about Hermes and obviously the ultimate bag. So do you have a Birkin bag, or does your mum have a Birkin bag?
Okay, my mum has a Birkin.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with it. I'm very jealous of it. Yeah. I'm on the hunt for my own.
Okay.
I am starting to put in the work, and by put in the work, that means I have found an essay at Hermes that I like and I think tolerates me. And slowly over the next few months or whatever, I'll, go in. I've got my eye on a couple of items anyway that I want to buy. But yeah, I'll go in, make sure I'm only going to him and nobody else.
Yeah.
And build up my profile kind of thing. But that whole game is crazy. But in a weird way, I mean, that's why the bags are so coveted.
Yeah. So
because you can't just... Yeah.
What does it take to get a Birkin bag? Just tell everyone.
So, from somebody, I am by no means an Hermes expert. Okay. There are some people on YouTube that, know all of the colours inside out and all of that.
Yeah.
But from my experience, you have to prove that you like the brand for more than just the bags. So you have to have a history of buying from them other items. Yeah. So be it like shoes, SLGs, home stuff, cushions, whatever, that kind of stuff. Also because the sales associates commission, I've heard, is less for the bags, so they are less incentivized to actually be like, hello, we've got Birkins in the back kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you have to really prove yourself, and they get commission in other ways before then. I think you open up a bit of a wish list with them. You tell them what you're after.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, I'm interested in this size, these colours, blah, blah, blah. And then when one comes in that matches what you're after, you hope and pray to the MS gods that you get that phone call or that email being like, we've got something that you might like. But it's just, in theory, you could go out and get one, but it won't be from the store.
Yeah.
It will be from a reseller that are selling them for double the price.
Yeah.
And these are like $7,000 bags. So
why do you think they do that?
You know what? It's just to create this whole level of it is the ultimate bag. Because it is. There's no other. The most expensive bag in the world is a Birkin, and it's a Himalayan alligator with diamond hardware. So they have this reputation, and they need to ring fence it, because at the end of the day, even though Chanel is one of the top luxury brands, if you want to go in and get a bag, you can get a bag, But Hermes are very much like, you need to show that you like us, and that you're not just here for the bag that everybody wants, and that you buy into the Hermes lifestyle before we then give you the opportunity. Because it's crazy.
Yeah. It really is. I'm sure a lot of people, if they weren't like that, would just go in, buy them, and then just sell them because they can't.
Yeah. Or even the bag won't be that, as highly regarded, because you can just walk in and get one. So why is it special, kind of thing?
And there has to be... Go on, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fine. So although it's very annoying to have to jump through all these hoops, and some people buy things that they're not even that interested in just to have the opportunity. Without that, the bag would just be like any other bag kind of thing. So yeah.
And I suppose there has to be the best bag, and that is
exactly. That's it. Yeah.
So you did a video on your YouTube channel, and it was like a year ago. It'll be a year ago, like right. I think this week, and it was why you wouldn't buy secondhand.
Oh yes.
So I just want to basically just have a little conversation with you about that, because all the points that you were saying I agreed with and I understood, but just for everyone watching, what were the points of why you wouldn't buy secondhand?
Okay, so I think most of my issues lay in the fact that since then, I've actually seen a lot or been on more pre-loved sites. I've met with a pre-loved company that they also saw that video and they were like, I want to tell you how we do things because, it might kind of calm some of your nerves about some of the items. But authenticity issues is one of them. So I think previously, back in the day, when it was basically eBay, only going for pre-loved, half the time it was a risk as to whether or not what you were getting was real.
Yeah.
You've got all these pictures of receipts and everything. And also now with Instagram and the amount of fraud and scammers and, everyone wanting luxury, there are people who are just, they'll find a picture of the receipt, of a genuine receipt over here and everything else. And sometimes they're so good that you won't even know the difference until you start looking into it.
And that's all people need, just peace of mind for a receipt.
That's exactly.
But what we tell customers is a receipt doesn't even prove authenticity anyway.
Yeah.
Because if you know someone who has a shop that prints receipts that's a valid shop, say that you know someone who works in a flannels, for example, you could just go to them, okay, can you just print me off a receipt for this, even though they have a fake item. So it's possible.
There are ways around it.
100%. I'm not saying that's what people do, but I'm saying a receipt, people can't be that so they have to have a receipt to prove it's authentic, because that's just not the case.
The other thing as well is, again, I think now the biggest, I don't have a problem with legit websites that are doing pre-loved, right? Because of so many people having the same kind of qualms that I've got, there are things in place, right?
Yeah.
But if you do end up finding somebody on Instagram, half the time, and I know my friends' pictures be used by websites or by Instagram sellers for items that they're selling, but you should be showing the pictures of the actual item you are selling, not a picture of me with the same bag. So because of things like this, the other thing is that previously, there have been horror stories of people that have bought stuff. It has been real, but it's not to the quality that they said it was online. And again, it's about people using pictures that aren't real or editing, little stains out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, these things are a lot of money.
100%.
You don't want to hand your money over for something that you're so excited about and so invested in, for it then to come and it be not the right quality that you were looking for, not real. All of this business.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's more so with individual sellers trying to get as much money as possible for the item, because with companies like us and that, we make sure we tell as much as possible, not the damage but the wear of the item, just to put it across. And even if a customer isn't happy and they said, oh, you never explained this, as a company we automatically go, okay, that's fine, you can return it like that. So I think
that's great, the ease of return.
Exactly.
Because then that worry and that risk of the things that I've just mentioned isn't there, you know? So that's really good. I had another point and then I forgot it, so carry on. So
you mentioned about how you like the experience of going into the shops, that's why you wouldn't buy second hand. The feel and the touch of the products and stuff like that. which I completely understand. And obviously, this is a company that I do with my brother. And when we were watching your video, we were like, yeah, that's so like justifiable. But because we tried to kind of be a shop, and like people would come in, but we'd have a website as well. You can order off the website, but predominantly we were a shop. And then so that would allow people to come in and try and feel. But since lockdown hit, we were forced to go online. So that's no longer possible. But
at the same time, not only are you kind of being forced to only do your business online, but so are those big retailers, right?
Yeah.
So then it's about how do you give a similar at-home experience than if you were, buying a multi-pochette from Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. It's like creating that virtual experience, basically, which it's going to be hard to compete with the biggest brands, but you can take a leaf out their book and be like, oh, but they can't do this and we can do that. So it's just like trying to find that medium and trying to find something that you can do.
I have seen your TikTok video doing all your packaging.
Yes.
And it's all nice with the tissue paper and everything, and it's an experience and it's branded and all of that. So all of that really counts towards the experience, because exactly, if you're buying these expensive things, you don't want it to just come in a cardboard box and off you go and it's like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Same experience I would have got if I bought a pair of shoes from Zara, you know? So
exactly. So, what was I going to say then? I had a really good point. Like you, I forgot what I was going to say. Yes, that was it.
We've been talking too much, that's why.
So, what I was going to say was, because you were talking about TikTok, and that was before we reached out to you to come onto our podcast. Had you heard of us?
Yes. So, through TikTok.
Okay.
That was how. I was scrolling through the For You page and, randomly you popped up. And I think that you were talking about... I can't remember which one I saw first, whether it was you talking about the multi-pochette or you talking about the Alexander McQueen price increases.
Okay. So
it was one of those.
So was it quite recently then?
This was like maybe within the last month.
That's mad, because the last month because we've come back into the office since lockdown's been lifted and all that, we haven't been going as hard on TikTok.
Interesting. But let me tell you, that TikTok algorithm is crazy.
Yeah, it's really strange. We've got a video on there that's got like 4 million views on one video.
Oh my gosh.
Weird. But it was literally a video of me like pretending to cut at shoes because they look like a cake. but that's it's just like hopping on the trends and stuff like that. It's crazy. Do you kind of do it? Obviously YouTube's your main thing, but are you trying to kind of make TikTok a main thing, or is it?
So I need to focus on one thing, or else everything, like, I drop all the balls.
Yeah.
So I am very kind of like strict with myself that, let's say like we talk about a week, that I do my YouTube content is all ready and good to go before then I start thinking about anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm not like taking it seriously in the hopes that, like I blow up on TikTok kind of thing.
Yeah.
I am mostly a watcher. I could spend hours in a TikTok hole. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know why, but I just absolutely love it. Like, it's just like random stuff. I randomly found myself on frog TikTok the other day. It was just like random, like somebody making their frog dance. I don't know why, but I enjoyed it.
But how many views are they getting?
Exactly. It's just like crazy, but just so enjoyable. So yeah, I spend most of my time watching. I probably should put a little bit more focus into coming up with videos that like make sense for me and my niche, because I think, especially with new social media, people just hop on to the things that have made other people successful. Yeah. If we take, for example, like the dances.
Yeah.
So people think, oh, I also need to do those viral dances in order to blow up on TikTok.
Yeah.
But nobody really cares about me and my random dance,
because you're not Charlie D'Amelio.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what do I know about? I know about luxury and whatever. So, I find an audio that makes sense and apply it to my bags or shoes or whatever.
I think you've got the appealing stuff too. Because like to show off on TikTok, because when people are scrolling through, I think people straight away they want to see something which is different,
Yes.
And I think the fact that you've got all the different stuff, all the mini bags, the tiny bottle, I'm sure that will get a lot of views. But no, it's really interesting, and I think it's changed. I think, like you said, it's changed the way.
Yeah, you won't see. I mean, although I've got my. Oh, sorry, it cut off.
Sorry. I thought it was frozen then. I think we were just in the same position.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, I was just saying. Go on. What were you going to say about they won't see?
Oh no, I was just going to say, you know, although I have a Neverfull, that thing hasn't been touched in years. You won't see that in a Speedy, you know, like in the video kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I guess, you know, I know and I keep very much on top of trends and stuff like that, and how to style trends to make them more wearable, because we don't all get, you know, photographed, you know, as part of a street style blog on the way to Paris Fashion Week.
Yeah. I think people would take a lot of value as well from what you say.
I hope so.
Yeah, 100%. I've seen some of the comments though on your YouTube from people with mad numbers of subscribers.
Yeah,
I can't remember her name, but she said like you commented back basically like that, like I'm so happy that you're watching my videos. I can't remember who it was.
There's been a few that this has happened with, and that's crazy to me, which is like the people that I've followed for a long time or really, really love and enjoy their content, and I haven't like reached out to them to say that I do this, and somehow they found out about it or followed me because of that or whatever. I'm just like, that's crazy. It's just like, it's I'm really, really grateful. And what's also really amazing is the like luxury fashion community, or the people that I know that make luxury fashion videos on YouTube are all so great and like helpful behind the scenes, and will be like, oh, I saw this and I thought of you, or you know, I did this video idea that I think that you'll like, and stuff like that. And it's just and I think that also because it's such a topic that people from the get-go aren't going to like you because you're talking about it. Like, you know, I'm not going to sit here and talk about, I don't know, I'm trying to think about something that everyone likes. I don't know, have a chocolate channel or something, you know? Then you know, the majority of people are not averse to chocolate. No. So you know, but if you're talking about something like luxury wear, straight out of the gate, people have a negative opinion about, or, you know, think that you're a certain type of person because this is what you're interested in, or have a certain level of intelligence because this is what you're interested in, then, you know, that you already have to deal with all of that before you even get to the good stuff.
I think that's what we get comments about that on TikTok a lot. Saying like money can't buy this proves money can't buy style, just from like people who like they have like, I think like you said, just as soon as they see it they're against it because it's just not what they're into. Exactly.
And it's and like, you know, it's people are into such a wide range of stuff that I just choose to spend my money frivolously on bags and clothes and shoes or whatever. Somebody else might love, I don't know, going on holiday every month. You know,
as long as it makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, or some people like, I don't drink, but some people will, you know, go out, well, not so much, but, you know, go out every Saturday night and pop bottles and whatever. And like, that's cool too. But that's just how I want to spend my money. But all of us, I don't know why it's like, I know some people will think like, and I hate this because it makes me sound like, but like, there is a jealousy.
I was about to say it.
Yeah, that like, and I don't know if I'm jaded because I'm just not that type of person. Like if I see someone that has something that I like, I'm like, oh, go off, sis. Like you know, like I'm there supporting and like, good for you. But and also because I have luxury, then, you know, I don't know if I'm jaded in that respect, but I would never, I don't know, if I came across a video about something that I was just absolutely couldn't understand why anyone would buy, I just watch something else. You know?
Exactly. I agree. Now, so I want to finish off on one thing, just so any people watching this, we will have a lot of like young girls who will be watching this, and maybe a lot of young girls who like want to be influencers, want to be YouTubers, what advice would you give to anyone starting up a YouTube channel to be as successful as you are on YouTube?
The biggest thing is, firstly, the fact that you said I'm successful, thank you very much, because I still think I'm very small.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is to, in whatever it is that you want to talk about, is that you need to be obsessed with that thing. You need to become a person that people go to when, like, oh, I want to know about cars. Then I go to this person, you know, and they will tell me what's new and what I need to look for and whatever, right? You need to talk about something that you know a lot about, whether it's due to your education or experience, or you just buy a lot of it, or you just know a lot of it about it, right? Whichever subject it is. That's the biggest thing, because you need to be an authority. You need to, like, you know, people need to know that you know what you're talking about. Basically
be as authentic as possible.
Exactly. And then the second thing is, don't try to emulate anyone else. And just, if you're weird and you make weird comments throughout your videos and whatever, do it, because you will find your people. Yeah. And if you're absolutely not that way and you're very, like, straight-laced and I'm just going to tell you to the point and there's not going to be any funny business, then you'll find your people too, right? But you cannot, the moment you try to become someone else, you lose the authenticity. People know. People will be able to be like, that's a bit forced, or, oh, that's a bit like this person, you know? So there's no point in even going down that path, because the people that are right for you will come to you when you are just unapologetically yourself. And that's, my biggest thing. Whoever you are, just own it 100%. And, say all your weird comments or don't, you know?
I think with like watching you and that, it looked like you've got a large amount of subscribers, and having that many subscribers on YouTube is very difficult. So people see that people have a large amount of followers on Instagram, a large amount of followers on whatever social platform, and I think they think it happens instantly. So how long did it take
absolutely not.
How long did it take you to get this far?
It has been about 2 years. But like, even when we were speaking earlier, like, my first videos are from like 4 years ago, whatever, I would say, like, since I've been taking it seriously, it's been about 2 years. And it's not been, you know, I haven't been one of those people that did a video, it got 1 million views and I got 100,000 subscribers, you know, I wish. But it hasn't been like that. And to be honest, I think for me personally, and how I know I deal with things, and with, like, you know, how it might affect my stress levels and everything, I'm quite happy that up until this point it hasn't been like that, because the pressure to follow up a viral video must be crazy. So the subscribers that I do have are just like, every time I post a video, I'm always so like, why are they so funny and, like, cool, and, like, they are people that I would hang out with in real life, kind of thing. So your people really do find you. But I'm just grateful that they're just as sassy and funny and frivolous as I am half the time.
No, thanks a lot for coming on, doing the first podcast with us.
No, of course, it's been fun.
It's great to speak to someone, because obviously I'm like a boy, and then obviously I'm dealing with women's fashion on a daily basis. I don't often get to speak to people who are, because obviously all my mates are lads and that. I don't really speak to people who are interested in girls' fashion, because they're not interested in girls' fashion. But it's really nice to speak to someone who is.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully, like, we did really, when we wanted to start the podcast, was like get people into the office, because we have quite a nice office, like, aesthetic wise. But obviously over Zoom and that, over lockdown, we saw a lot of companies doing Zoom interviews and doing Zoom podcasts and that. But hopefully when it all blows over in a year, 2 years time, maybe, if the podcast's still going, hopefully, fingers crossed it is. Obviously, you're more than welcome to come down, see our office.
That would be so cool.
Talk about what's happened in the following year, 2 years since this podcast, and hopefully
if Virgil is still up to his randomness.
Definitely. But thanks a lot. What I'm going to do is, obviously I want to ask you to use all this content, so I've recorded it. I would like to use it for YouTube, like the whole thing for YouTube.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's fine.
And then like just split it up in bits. For
I don't think I've said anything
TikTok.
I usually say.
I'll send it all over to you before we publish anything.
Thanks. Yeah,
but,
yeah, I'm sure it will be fine.
But yeah, just want to use it as much as possible. But no, yeah, thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for reaching out, and like, I'm honoured that I'm the first one.
No, yeah, I think.
Also, I think the name of the podcast is hilarious.
Live, Laugh, Lux.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's great.
So I think like obviously like live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
It's just like a very generic thing, but putting our twist on it.
Exactly. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's lovely to speak with you.
No,
you
definitely.
know, sometimes when you meet people, and like especially when it's fashion or whatever, you don't know how they're going to be.
Yeah.
And like obviously, I had seen your TikToks or whatever, so I had some idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just never know if people are just going to be like really awkward.
Yeah.
Or if there's just going to be loads of awkward silences. So no, it's been super easy.
No, yeah, good. So if like you ever have anything like that you want to talk about again, or like you want to bring up in a podcast, just get in contact with us, and we'll like be happy to more than happy to talk about it with you. And if I know you have attachment issues with your designer stuff, but if you ever wanted to get in contact with us about selling anything, just let us know, and then we'll be sure to take anything off you.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I look forward to seeing you more of your YouTube videos as well, and hopefully get a lot more inspiration than I have done already from you as well.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about YouTube and all of that, just send them through.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll be happy to help.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely be in contact with you over stuff, because you definitely know what you're talking about as terms as in YouTube. No, but yeah, I do really appreciate it. I was dead nervous before doing the podcast, just because like it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, hopefully we'll have it out next week.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's soon. Okay, that's good.
We're gonna try and do it a new guest every 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So and
I'll put it on my Instagram and all of that.
That'll be great if you can do. But yeah, no. I hope to see you definitely soon again on either if it's in person, if it's over podcast. But I'll be keeping up to date with all your YouTube and all your Instagram as well.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Do you want to just say your Instagram and your YouTube name again?
Yes, so my Instagram is CassCass2102, and my YouTube is just you type in Cassie Thorpe, CassieThorpe, and I will pop up, staring you right in the eyes, daring you not to subscribe.
Talking about something luxury, something designer, something funny as well, something funny.
Wait, what? What was that last thing? Tell me.
Something funny you talk about, because the way you come across in your videos is very authentic, very funny. It's very easily resonated with. So I'm sure everyone watching this who hasn't seen you before will definitely enjoy watching all your videos.
Oh, thanks.
So, yeah, no, I'll definitely be in contact very soon over everything that we've just done, basically.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
No, thanks a lot, Cassie.
Have a good week.
You too. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.